So let's just move on to these finals. I can't wait to get started. Should be seeing Drewbie versus mouzMorroW in this next game. Let's get going.
Link engaged.
All right, welcome to the TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Open number 7. These are the finals. Oh yeah, and it's going to be between Drewbie here as our Red Terran dropping in at the top right base on Xel'Naga Caverns. And at the bottom left, we have mouzMorroW morphing in as our blue Zerg here. mouzMorroW, of course, being super manner, saying that GGGL at the start of the game. Drewbie responding with the GL. Probably going to be typing the GG at some point towards the end of the game instead of the start, but of course not important at this point in the game. So this Overlord going out to scout Drewbie's scout mouzMorrow's natural before going to his opponent's base. Something you often see versus perhaps Protoss players, scout for any kind of proxy gate, something like that. But really interesting to see versus a Terran player, since you can no longer build barracks versus supply depots. I don't think since that change I've ever seen someone proxy barracks, since you'd have to also build a supply depot there first. So a little bit of an interesting scouting pattern. Perhaps he just wants to be absolutely 100% sure that he's not going to see any kind of cheese like that, not going to see any kind of, I guess, early bunker going up there or something. But just wants to really make sure that he's not going to get caught off guard by anything that his opponent could possibly throw at him. So Drewbie opting to wall off. Very fast expansion going up here for mouzMorroW. And second Rax going down for Drewbie right now. So it looks like Drewbie's going for this fast double Rax play. We could I'm not 100% sure on the timings of the buildings, but this could possibly be the 2 Rax all in with the SCVs pulled build. And this is a 2-player map, so of course he knows where his opponent is. He knows he doesn't have to send out an SCV to scout. And the fact that mouzMorroW went hatchery first could be devastating to him. His pool is only a third of the way done right now. Let's just open up the production tab, keep our eye on that for when that finishes, or not. But so there we go. Spawning pool 3/4 of the way done. Orbital command also 3/4 of the way done. So he is going to be able to have those mules to support this push. This SCV is going to scout that really early hatchery, and if he's going for this early rush build, that's got to be really what he wants to see there. So bunker getting started. We do have a drone coming out to kill this SCV to stop this bunker from being made. So he's going to have to stop the production. We do have some more drones getting pulled. Well, a lot of drones getting pulled. Definitely expecting this early aggression. Oh, a little bit of a misclick by Drewbie there, taking some unnecessary damage on that Marine. Unable to kite with the speed of the drones, but he's pulling these drones very far away from their base. He's going to go ahead and just cancel that bunker. And we do have an expansion going down for Drewbie, so I guess changing his mind. Did he cancel the second barracks? I am so sorry. I must have completely missed that in the early game. So that must have been what happened there. That's why we did not see that 2 Rax early aggression go out there. Instead, he canceled the barracks after his opponent saw it. Very nice play. And instead just faked that aggression, get his opponent really nervous about dealing with that type of build that's very difficult to hold off, make quite a lot of Zerglings, as we can see the Zerg has in the middle of the map, and not make those drones that he would really like to be building. So there's all these Zerglings coming out. Drewbie, Marines way out of position, really needs to have these back in the bunker, or at least at his base if there are already ones in that bunker. They are going to get surrounded, or they're going to take a lot of damage right here. There's only one in the bunker, but only one does get taken out. The others at pretty low HP, but they are going to be safe in that bunker for now. Mule getting dropped down for Drewbie. And the expansion is just finishing now. So, I mean, if we look at the drone saturation for mouzMorroW, you can see that he does not have that many drones at either of his bases. So he's really barely ahead, and now that his opponent is going to be pulling SCVs, I mean, his opponent will fall behind temporarily while he transfers these SCVs, but thanks to the Mule, he should be able to skyrocket ahead in economy once he gets these 2 bases up and running with that second orbital command. Looks like mouzMorroW definitely going for that macro play that he loves so much. Going to go ahead and take out those destructible rocks right away so we can take that third as soon as he feels the need. Just might as well use those Zerglings for something at this point in the game when he's not using it for anything else. So scan getting put down, he sees that his opponent has that One Spine Crawler and Queen. Doesn't really see anything else besides the fact that his opponent does not have gas at his natural. So very important to note that he's not going for any type of really early gas-based play. We do have a double factory getting dropped down for Drewbie right now, and a Tech Lab getting dropped immediately on the first factory. So could we see tanks? Could we see Thors? I'm expecting tanks, but you never know. I would expect him not to go for Thor simply because he saw no gas at his opponent's natural. I would definitely, I would think that would make him think that his opponent's definitely gonna be going for more things like Zerglings, Roaches, and tanks would definitely do better versus that. So it looks like actually he's gonna move that other factory over to the reactor. He's gonna be pumping out Hellions, pumping out tanks. We do actually have that Tech Lab on the factory researching the Blue Flame upgrade for the, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Blue Flame upgrade for the Hellions. So definitely just going to be making a lot of Hellions to deal with the amount of Zerglings that he's expecting his opponent to have at this point in time. But his opponent is just spamming drones. We just had 9 drones in production for a moment there. So mouzMorroW, there we have 3 more. Not building any units, using the Zergling to scout. Knows that his opponent does not have an army right now. He knows he can very safely just drone up, and that is not what Drewbie wants. Drewbie does not want his opponent to just safely drone up. So he's definitely going to use these Hellions to try to counteract the massive number of drones that mouzMorroW is about to have. Pre-Igniter about to finish, and I'm assuming these Hellions are going to move out with 8. Right as, I believe that, 8 Hellions right as Pre-Igniter finishes is going to do quite a lot of damage. This is going to be very, very difficult for the Zerg player to deal with at this point in time. He does have a Baneling Nest, not that that would help versus Hellions, but I don't think he has a Roach Horn at this time. Oh no, he does. Actually, my fault, he does. He has Roaches that just started in production at this time. About 8 coming up right now. Are they going to be in time? He might be able to do a lot of damage with these Hellions. They're just going to do damage so quickly, immediately pulling the drones. mouzMorroW does not want to take any damage to these Hellions. He knows his Roaches are about to be out, and he just wants to defend safely until these Roaches are out. Very good play by him, making absolutely sure he's not going to lose any drones. It's absolutely better to just delay your mining rather than lose those drones forever and have to use larva to build them again. However, Drewbie is going to be able to scout that third base. Is going to know that's there, and that's something that mouzMorroW definitely didn't want. Of course, it was inevitable, eventually. But at that point in time, when it's just coming up, really opens up a timing window for Drewbie. And here come 3 Hellions in the back, doing damage to these drones right now. Going to get a couple kills. We see 2 drones die so far. 3 drones died so far. It looks like just 3 or maybe 4 drones died during that time. So probably not worth the cost at that point in time. mouzMorroW definitely doing a good job of defending his bases, making sure he still has Roaches at every base to prevent these Hellions from doing too much damage. And mouzMorroW, of course, taking a really nice map control here with these Roaches at these Xel'Naga caverns. Or, sorry, Xel'Naga towers. Caverns is the map. But I would really like to see some more creep spread from him. We're 11 minutes into the game, and he really hasn't extended far past his natural, and that's really what could really help him with the mobility dealing with these Hellions if he had creep all over the map. Here come 3 tanks starting to move out right now. A little bit of a blunder by mouzMorroW there, losing a Roach and almost losing a second one needlessly. There goes a second one needlessly. And this third base is going to get dropped down at this gold immediately from Drewbie. So looks like he might not be moving out these tanks. Probably just going to be sieging up, using them to defend this gold base, try to drop some mules on those gold minerals and get himself an advantage in that fashion. But the third base for mouzMorroW is already up. So if we take a look at the income tab, take a look at perhaps he's way ahead. Here come Hellions, however, doing a lot of harassment here, taking out some drones. So we see about 3-4 drones die so far, 5, 6. Looks like about 6 drones got taken out there. Definitely cost efficient. We really could see a little bit of a better control from Drewbie, but he's taking out a lot of drones. Definitely keeping up the pressure, keeping his opponent from just safely macroing and doing whatever he wants, which is so important whenever playing against a Zerg player. So there's some Thor coming out right now. We do have 3 factories producing right now. So yeah, if we look at that income tab, we can see that. Oh wow, nice changeling there, scouting that out. We can see that Drewbie is way ahead right now, 2,700, 2,600 minerals per minute to the 1,900 of mouzMorroW. So mouzMorroW quickly falling behind thanks to the gold base of Drewbie. And I don't know what he's thinking right now. He must be just building up for a timing attack to try to get rid of that third base, try to kill off his opponent, because every moment that he sits here and waits is time that he's falling behind economically. Alright, looks like instead he's going to try to go for a fourth, try to get that gold base himself. Perhaps not going to be trying to move out and attack his opponent, but he did get himself a little bit behind right here economically, and if his opponent attacks, if Drewbie attacks right when MorroW takes this fourth base, it could be really devastating when he's building a ton of units off that gold base. He has so much income he could be producing a huge army right now, and could attack his opponent right as he tries to take that gold himself. So MorroW opening up a timing window for Drewbie here. We're really gonna have to see if Drewbie seizes it or not. Does have a lot of units getting rallied out. Does have these Thors killing off these destructible rocks here to be able to take that fourth base for himself. And if he moves these Thors over to his big army, I think it'll be a pretty ominous army. He does have about 6 tanks, 3 Thors, some Hellions, and a large number of Marines. So, if he gets, it's all gonna come down to tank positioning. If he has some really nice tank positioning, he could win this. But on the other hand, these Banelings, he doesn't have good tank position. He's gonna get destroyed. And here are some unsieged tanks taking a lot of damage from these Roaches. But Roaches are moving, and without the Zerglings or Banelings, here come the Zerglings or Banelings. A little bit late. Needed to bring those in at the same time. That was a huge blunder by MorroW. Attack moving with Roaches and leaving the rest of his army just kind of sitting back, doing nothing, just kind of giving his opponents some free kills there. But we do have a ton of Overlords. I'm assuming these aren't full of units. Yeah, they're not. I guess it's just a rally. I'm not sure what he's planning on using those for if they're not filled with units, except perhaps just distracting his opponent by moving a million Overlords over his base or something. Perhaps it looks like the upgrade is about to finish. There it is, and he is going to move these up. So it's really curious as to why he moved them up without the units in them. But now he's going to go ahead and go for this Doom Job on his opponent, or not quite Doom Job. Doesn't have his full army in there. He's got to drop these out before this Thor kills it off. He does have some turrets on here. Here comes the units getting dropped down, but there are 2 Thors and a tank in position. He needs to siege up this tank. He is doing a lot of damage, taking out some turrets, taking out some SCVs, but not nearly as much damage as he wanted. It looks like Drewbie was 100% ready, completely prepared for this with those 2 Thors in place, and really just not going to do that much damage with that drop. However, we do have some Mulas coming over to this third, not going to be able to do much damage, taking tons of damage from the Thors. Did not use the magic box and did not micro them out at all, just let them die to the Thors. So really big blunder by MorroW there. Clearly preoccupied doing something else at the time. But MorroW is now on 4 bases compared to Drewbie's 3. But I mean, looking at that army tab, it's pretty scary that Drewbie has an army essentially almost twice as large as MorroW. So Drewbie is maxed now. He's at 200 out of 200. He's going to move out now. This is the time to attack. He's taking that fort while he does it, but those tanks are in front. They are actually kind of tanking the Banelings, but they need to be doing a lot of splash damage. Doesn't matter. He's got this very nice choke. MorroW in extremely poor positioning, attacking to a choke like that without any type of flank at all, taking tons of damage from those Marines. Banelings did not get to them at all, and this could just lose the game for MorroW right here. This push after Drewbie got completely maxed and had a hugely superior army to MorroW. MorroW threw away a bit of his army at Drewbie's main, did almost no damage, and took that fourth base. So Drewbie really doing a good job taking advantage of that timing window that MorroW left open for him, and really bad positioning for MorroW during that attack. MorroW is going to go ahead and take that right base though, but Drewbie's base at the top left is already finished now, so he's sitting on 4 base. Lots of damage happening right now. Those tanks did get taken out by a very nice flank of Roaches, so really nice play with Baneling drops coming out of those Overlords. Excellent play there. MorroW trying to get himself back in this game. Really doing a good job versus this army with these units. And he looks like he's just going to, instead of trying to go attack at the natural or the third, it looks like he might just try to pick these units up and go straight into the main. Perhaps not. It looks like he's actually going to fall back. Terran still has a very large army. He was rebuilding that entire time during that fight. And that's just something that Zerg's not going to be able to push into. Still have more Mutalisks getting produced for the Zerg player. Really interesting. I'm not sure why he's still building these Mutalisks versus these Thors, and so many Marines. Really to see, perhaps teching up to Broodlords. Does look like that hive is in production at this time, though. But here comes another push, possibly for Drewbie. I don't know. He has a lot of Marines. He might be able to take this on. There are a lot of roaches, though. But, Morrow attacking with a fraction of his army yet again without the rest of his army. Now here come all the roaches. He's got some banelings in an Overlord, but it gets taken out before unloading any of them, or perhaps one. Drewbie taking absolute control over this game. Really superior positioning in almost all of these fights. Has really been winning him these battles, and he's just so economically ahead at this point after taking that gold base and dropping mules on it, that Morrow's just having a really tough time coping with the number of units that Drewbie is pushing out. Now Drewbie is attacking Morrow's natural, but Morrow instead is trying to counter. There are not many Marines left, but it still doesn't look like he's going to be able to take out these Marauders and Thors. Morrow forced to fall back. He was going to try to counter, but instead bringing these units to flank the units at his natural, but his fourth is getting taken out by Drewbie. Very nice multitasking, attacking at the natural, attacking at the right base at the same time. And here comes the flank at the natural, we can see on the minimap. There it is, these Roachins coming in from behind. We do have Banelings coming from the front. So he is going to be able to clean up this army just barely. But it doesn't matter because he's so far behind economically. Now is losing his last real mining base and calling it the GG. So it looks like this is going to be 1-0 in Drewbie's favor. Really fantastic game we saw there. I really like when you see those kinds of back and forth plays are really amazing. It really looked like one player was ahead and the other person kind of takes advantage of some timing that the that the other player left open, and they're able to really come back from a disadvantage. And that's something that often in pro play, once one player has an advantage, they're able to just push that advantage and absolutely win. So it's like if you make a mistake in the early game, it's so hard to come back from it. So it's really exciting to see all those back and forth plays really quickly.